Alright, hello and welcome to my V2 mods folder release. This is for the year 2021 and a lot of you were asking me to update my previous mods folder release, and so here I am to do that for you. So if you're here and you want some good mods to improve your FPS, your experience in PvP games, Skyblock, some nice GUI things, and some good quality of life additions, then you're in the right place. So how this will work is I will start off with a tutorial of how to download the mods and install them, as well as downloading Forge, because that's what you will need to download these mods. And then I will go through and categorize each mods into either PvP, Skyblock, FPS/optimization, or GUI mods. But before we jump into the tutorial, I just want to say that if you download these mods and you find yourself enjoying them and having a good experience using them, I would really appreciate it if you would like the video and also subscribe if you haven't already. As you can see, my last mod folder was downloaded very extensively, and if everybody who downloaded that subscribed to me, I would be at YouTube rank, which has been a goal of mine for literally 7 years. And if people were to help me out in achieving that, I would be forever grateful. But without further ado, I hope you enjoy, and let's get into the tutorial. So there is a fair few links in the description, but what we're going to be worried about right now are the first three. And what those three are the, Forge link, the link to the mods folder itself, as well as this BatMod.Properties files. What we're going to be worried about right now is just this download recommended. So what you're going to want to do is just hit Windows Installer, you hit skip, and boom, there you go. You are now installing Forge. So when it's done downloading, you click on it. And so when you click on it, what's going to pop up is this mod system installer. It's really simple. All you're going to do is just hit install client if that's not already selected. You don't really need to worry about where it's going to install. It will install the correct area. So just hit OK, and then it's going to be installed. So after that, you want to navigate to your .minecraft folder. And to do that, there's a lot of ways, but the easiest would be to hit Windows and R. And as you can see, this window pops up. And what you do is you type in %appdata% and then hit enter. From there, .minecraft should be there towards the very top, so just click on it, and now you have probably a lot of folders, probably a little bit less than me. But what you're going to want to do, if you don't already have one called mods, you're going to want to right click and hit folder and just create one called mods. Now inside this mods folder, it's obviously going to be empty, so what you're going to want to do is go over here to the mods folder itself and download that if you haven't already. And then you're going to want to navigate to wherever you downloaded the mods folder, and you can either drag it in quickly, or you could right click and hit extract files, or you could just open it. I recommend just opening it, makes it a little bit easier. And from here, these are all the mods, and simply just select them all and drag them in, and that's it. The mods are installed. Next up, I'm going to teach you how to use and configure all of them. Each mod will be timestamped individually in the description, so you could click on one and be taken immediately to this timestamp describing that mod and what it does and how to configure it if you're interested in just one specific mod. Alright, so here we are. We're going to start with the mods that I don't want to say affect PvP, but rather are used in more PvP orientated scenarios. So the first one up on this batch would likely be the OldAnimations mod. Now this one, it's pretty simple. All it is taking the default animations from Minecraft 1.7 and turning them to 1.8. So here I am in a single player world, and I'm holding a diamond sword. And as you can see, if I block it, it looks like that. And I can't left click when I'm block hitting. If I do it at the same time, it's just blocking. Looks kind of gross. There's a lot of options. So basically, if you hit escape, in the top left, there's this OldAnimations mod tab, and here you can pretty much configure everything how you like it. I have 1.7 block hit on, and these are the exact settings I use in game. So if any of you are curious, that's how I make my game look like it's 1.7, and I think the animations are a lot smoother than 1.8. It's really just a cosmetic change, but I don't know, I like it. Next up is the ReachDisplay mod. So what this does, if you do /ReachDisplay, you can choose to enable it, and there's just, settings to move it and how many decimals you want, and you can change the color and text shadow. And what it does is whenever you hit somebody, if I just punch this guy right now, it'll show how far away you hit them. So that was a 1.8413 block hits. Basically, it's good to see how consistent you are with how far your hits are, if you're getting close to 3 block hits, and it's a mod that many people use to help prove they're not cheating. So I hopped in a duel here, and if you keep an eye on the ReachDisplay mod in the bottom right, like next to my hotbar, you'll see how far each of my hits are, and it's a good way to kind of critique yourself when you're PvPing, plus it helps prove you're legit to other people who are watching. Come on now, take KB, bro. What? And he hubs at the end, but as you can see, I got a fair few combos, and all of them were probably roughly close to 3 block hits. I wasn't exactly paying attention to the number. I was, focusing on the PvP itself, but it's a nice way to see how far your hits were if you're ever recording your gameplay and watching it, or sharing your screen on Discord and your friends want to watch that. I don't know, it's a neat little mod. There's also TntTimer. This is really best used if you want to TNT jump in Skywars, but when TNT is ignited, it has a little plate above its head and it shows you when it explodes. I'm just bad though, let's not talk about it. Now this next one isn't exactly a PvP mod per se, but it can help you in some PvP situations, and that would be the Pespective mod. Now what this is in your controls you have something called toggle perspective, and I personally use the F key, and instead of when you're in F5, if you move your mouse you move your head in game, when you're in the perspective mode you can freely move your crosshair without moving your head in game, and this can be very useful in PvP situations, such as if you're running away from somebody and you want to check how close they are to you. Instead of moving your mouse and slightly messing up your momentum, possibly allowing them to catch you, you're able to just look around your surroundings and see what's going on, and it also looks quite nice. And alright, so this last mod that I'm grouping into the PvP category is called Quickreport. Now basically what it is just an easier way to /watchdog report somebody, and you'll be notified if they're in your game. So let's say I was fighting TIS Ethan and I thought he was cheating. What I could do is, copy and paste his name, and I could do /QR space in his name. And what that does is it would /watchdog report him for anti-KB, reach, and bhop on Hypixel. So it's the equivalent of watchdog reporting somebody. And if I was to leave the lobby and rejoin, it would tell me, hey, you've reported this guy for cheating. So if you don't want to get in multiple games with the same bhopper, this mod can save you from that, because it will tell you if you're in a game with somebody who you previously thought was cheating. And it helps me out because I have avoided many queues who I've died to very blatant cheaters and before with this mod, so I figured you all would like it. So next up, we have the Skyblock mods. Trust me that this is Skyblock, not UHC. I just built the lobby in my island. And there's a fair few of these. Now, first things first, when you log into Hypixel with these mods, you'll probably have 2 clocks on your screen. To get rid of one with the little man on it for you non-Skyblock players, you could either just delete this mod entirely, or you could do /SBA, and in search features, you could just type in timer. And over here, this dark auction timer and possibly the magma boss timer will be enabled. Just click it and disable it and it'll be gone. But that brings me into the mod itself. So if you do /SBA, there are numerous features in this mod. It's very popular. I'm sure most of you know what it is and what it does, but it's created by a staff on the server, so it's very trustworthy, as well as just a lot of features that are very quality of life orientated for you Skyblock players, and it's essentially one of those essential mods if you're trying to become a super tryhard Skyblock player. Now, another link in the description, the I want to say like 4th link, because first 3 are download links, but 4th is the link to a Discord server called SkyblockExtras. What this is a paid mod. It's about $5, and it's another Skyblock mod that I personally use, and you can do /S. I don't have it on right now. With the mod, it gives you a variety of features, such as if you do /SBE, you can turn the GUI display on and off, and basically it's just another quality of life thing. You can keep track of your gear that you get from dungeons, from Slayer, from fishing. All in all, it's very useful. Although there's a lot of Skyblock mods that essentially do similar things to it nowadays. So I would recommend something like not enough updates for some of the features that this mod offers. However, I just use this mod personally and it works well for me, but there's an alternative for you if that's something you're interested in. All right, next up we have GUI mods, and wow, we have a lot of them in here. In fact, the rest of the things can be blended into here, although I just figured I would separate it into just some specific FPS mods for those of you who are just looking for that portion. But one thing is called in-game account switcher. Now, if you can see when my game is loaded up, there's a little head here. I click on that. What happens is it basically shows me every account that I have logged into Minecraft. Now you just hit add account and you type in your credentials, you hit login, and if you ever want to switch your account, you don't have to restart the game. You can just hit log in and then you're in, and then you could log in. Now, one quick thing, if you do decide to download SkyblockExtras and you purchase it and you're using it in your mods folder, you will not be able to log into Hypixel after switching your account with this mod unless you restart the game and take the mod out anyways, as the mod whitelists one account. And obviously, if you're logging into multiple accounts, that's not how it works. But for a majority of you, if you just want to switch your account between your main and your alt very quickly, this is an easy way to do that. Not useful for everybody, but for those of you who will make use of it, I'm sure it is very helpful. Next up is AutoGG. So basically, as you can see, basically whenever a game ends, we automatically send GG. It's just an easy way to get plus 25 karma. It's just kind of what the Hypixel players do, and you don't have to remember to type it. So to configure that, you just do /AutoGG, and here's all the settings. You can turn it on, you can choose the delay when it sends, you can choose what exactly it says, you could make it not show in the chat, you could have another message send after that. It's a pretty cool, simple, and helpful mod. Now, next up is Batty's chords mod. So the third link in the description, that BatMod.Properties, this right here, you're gonna wanna hit download real quick. And so what you're gonna wanna do is just drag and drop it to your .minecraft real quick. And what this is whenever you want to change the color of your chords in the top left, or wherever you decide to have your chords in general, you can edit it with Notepad++, and you can simply just type the color that you want to appear. I'm gonna put a picture of all the colors you can choose right now on screen. It's a pretty nice way to customize your chords. When you first open the mod pack, you likely will have another little timer on your screen. That can be changed by going to your controls, and normally it's just gonna have numpad. So what you'd want to hit is numpad 5, but if you're like me and have a TKL keyboard and don't have a number pad, you can just change that to one key real quick and just hit that as many times as you need to do that. And if you want to unbind a control afterwards, you click on it and hit escape and you're good. Next up is Autotip. You do /Autotip, and what it does is you can just toggle on and off, and I just suggest having it on. What it does is it just /tips everybody on Hypixel who currently has a booster active. And what that will do is get you free Hypixel XP, karma, and coins over time, as well as allowing you to potentially get tipped from other Autotip users. So it's extremely helpful, though if you're an MVP++, one of the perks of that is it does this for you. So not the most helpful mod if you're an MVP++, but still quite good to have, especially if you're a lower rank. Now, next up is ChromaHUD. Now to access that, it's pretty simple. All we have to do is /ChromaHUD. So what you're gonna wanna do is hit new, and you could hit change items, add items, and from here you can add whatever you want, whether that's chords. If you don't want to use Batty's chords, for example, you can add an arrow count, your potion effects, your ping, what direction you're looking, the CPS you click, your FPS, the time, your armor, or a C counter. You would just simply click on that, and from here, you could hit change position, you know, move it around, save it, you could change the scale of it, you could add the shadow, highlight it, change the color palette, even have it be chroma. I think it's a very nice mod. I personally only use it for my C counter right below my coordinates. I think that looks pretty clean. Now, Hytilities, as of this very moment, is not officially released, but I have a beta version of it, which is in this mod pack. So basically what you do is you do /Hytilities or /Hytils, and you get a lot of settings, and basically, I'm not going to go through every single thing. you can just choose what messages you want to see on Hypixel. You won't get spammed with like, this person found this in the soul well, and you can just have it send messages for you when people join a guild. It's a really great mod, and it makes your chat look a lot cleaner, and I highly just recommend looking through the settings yourself. A lot of people are always asking me how my chat looks like that when I join a solo UHC, and that is because of Hytilities. So now you know, people. After this, we have Levelhead, which you access by /Levelhead. What that does is it shows everybody's XP level, their Hypixel level, right there above their head. You can choose to have it on yourself or not, but it's very helpful because if you're ever fighting somebody, you can essentially determine if they are going to be a very skilled player or not based off their level. So this guy is a level 97, so he's going to be pretty good at the game, but I think I'll be able to kill him. Yep, there we go. Good fight. But because I knew his level, I pretty much knew what to expect from his skill level because of that. Now, Hypixel level does not always correlate with skill, but sometimes it can give you a general idea. So if you see somebody who's level 40 versus somebody who's level 60, maybe you can think to yourself to try a little bit harder on the level 60, and it may be able to help you win some games. Now, next up is Nickhider. So for those of you who have YouTube rank, please sub and help me get that. Or those of you with MVP++, basically, if you ever nick or, /nick reuse, in game, it will just show your regular username. What we can do is /Nickhider, and here there's a lot of settings. You can enable and disable it. You could hide your name, you could not hide your name, you could hide other people's names, you could hide their skins, you could hide your skins, and basically you could nick with another skin or just a different name, and it will show in-game as your regular skin in your regular game. However, keep in mind, if you have hide skins enabled and you're nicking with a different skin, your Optifine cape, if you have one, will not show. To get that back, you would just disable it. That's just a word to the wise. It happened to me for a long time and I don't know why it was gone. Next up would be Orange's simple mods. So what you can do is just /simple, and then you have the config and the HUD. The config, you can just enable what you have and what you don't have. I personally just use the toggle sprint and have mine say heart U in the bottom left, as well as the status effect and the armor status effect. My armor goes there and my effects go there. And if you do /simple HUD, you can move them, and it's just a very simple mod, in my opinion, to easily maneuver your GUI and move your effects and your armor to the position you want, and I think it looks pretty clean. In fact, I actually even included a different armor status HUD in this mod folder. It is made by Pown. He is a great modder, and it just has more options. So with this, you can enable it and disable it and just quickly drag it to where you want. You could change the durability or the percentage, or you could group them up. You can change them all individually. The colors, it's a lot more in-depth, and for those of you who may want to have them there as opposed to like just in a line, maybe for some Skyblock players, there you go. It's a great mod. I don't personally use it, but I do keep it in my mods folder because there may be a time where I want to use it. While we are on the topic of Pown's Pones, there's another mod by him called Ghost Liquid Fix, and basically if you right-clicked a lot in vanilla Minecraft, you would have lava or water become misaligned and there would be multiple of it, or you wouldn't pick it up when you thought you did. What this mod does, it's called Ghost Liquid Fix, is it fixes that. So I could right click as much as I need to. The water is going to show it's on the ground if it's actually on the ground server wise, and it's very helpful. Next up, we have Quickplay. Now what you can do is you can do /Quickplay, or you can set a hotkey in the controls. I do right shift, and it brings up this GUI, which you can easily use to warp into any game. So say we wanted to play a game of solo normal Skywars, there we go, we're in. You can even set hotkeys to specific events like that. So if I right clicked, I could bind it to a key and I could just make it G if I wanted to. So I could hit G and I'd be warped into another game. There is a lot of options with this mod, I'm not gonna go through every single thing, but there is the config where you can change how it looks, the colors that display, how exactly it works, what lobby it sends you to, as well as there's a premium version, which I currently have, which essentially makes it so you can claim your daily reward without having to go to the site. So you would click it and it would literally just pop up on screen with 3 different cards, and you can just choose them as opposed to having to go to the Hypixel website itself. And I think we're good to go to the FPS mods now. All right, so there's not too many in this section. as you know, there's Optifine. Everybody knows what Optifine is. It's like the most popular Minecraft mod of all time. Options, video settings. It just gives you basically a lot more settings, and in there, it allows you to get more FPS and further control how your game looks. There is also one big mod besides Optifine. It's called Patcher. Now, Patcher is currently on 1.5. Basically, it gets rid of a lot of mods. For instance, if you downloaded my previous mods folder, you no longer need all of these mods. You can get rid of every single one of them because Patcher does what they do and a heck of a lot more. So in game, you do /patcher, and there are many settings in every single tab. You think of something, I don't know, like let's look up void settings. Boom, you have multiple options. Just if you type in the word void, you know, there's a search bar, and then the settings themselves are categorized into different tabs. You can go through all of them and change your settings, and it's truly my favorite mod of all time. One thing you may like is the smooth zoom animation. It's what I use to zoom in like that, as opposed to just, you know, being in your face. It's very nice. So that is my 2021 mods folder release. I hope you all enjoyed this video and enjoy the mods and have your experience on Hypixel be a more enjoyable time. If you did enjoy it, you know, make sure to like the video and subscribe if you haven't already. It would help me out a lot and I would appreciate it. If you have any issues with any of these mods, I will do my best to assist you, and how I will do that is if you join my Discord, there is a tickets channel and you can go there and create a ticket in the general support section, and me or one of my mods will do our best to assist you in any way we can. You've helped out numerous people with numerous different issues before, and we will do our best to help you. So if your game crashes upon launching, or for whatever reason you can't change this one setting in this mod, or you don't know what mod is causing this one specific thing, just let us know. We'll be there to help you, and I hope to see you guys in my next upload. It should be a good one. All right, thank you for watching. Goodbye.
Now watch us run.